From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, December the 18th, 2024. The IDF continues to maintain its presence in southern Lebanon, saying today that it recently demolished a tunnel in southern Lebanon, dozens of meters long, leading to terror group Hezbollah's headquarters, from which many terrorist plots and launches were directed towards the Galilee communities in the past year. The IDF said weapons, surveillance systems, and other military equipment used by Hezbollah to direct terrorist activity in the region were found at its headquarters. The IDF said its engineering forces destroyed the headquarters and the underground route and confiscated all the weapons. The IDF also said earlier today it identified a terrorist of Hezbollah loading weapons onto vehicles in southern Lebanon, violating the understandings between Israel and Lebanon, saying an Air Force aircraft hit the vehicle to remove the threat. The IDF said it continues to be committed to the understandings received regarding the ceasefire in Lebanon, deployed in the area of southern Lebanon, and will work to remove any threat to the state of Israel and its citizens. And the IDF continues its operations in Gaza, eliminating terrorists and terror infrastructure, including yesterday it said hitting a terror tunnel shaft in which terrorists were holed up. Turning now to the U.S., where the Never Again Education Reauthorization Act passed in the U.S. House of Representatives yesterday, 402 to 12. The bipartisan legislation was led by Representatives Kathy Manning, Elise Stefanik, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and Buddy Carter, who said on the House floor, "We must do a better job of educating our children so that the horrors of the Holocaust are never repeated."
No one should be discriminated against because of their faith or their culture or their heritage. When we say never again, we mean it. Let me be clear. October 7th was the worst day in Jewish history since the Holocaust. And this bill will ensure that we learn from history instead of hiding from it.
The legislation was originally signed into law back in 2020 and was set to expire. This will reauthorize federal funding through the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum for another 5 years to provide teachers with training and resources to teach students about the Holocaust. U.S. Senator Jackie Rosen introduced the bill in the Senate back in July, where it passed unanimously. She welcomed the House passage yesterday, saying we are at a critical time when we need to ensure the next generation is fully educated about the atrocities of the Holocaust and the dangers of anti-Semitism. The bill now heads to the desk of President Joe Biden to sign into law. A firebomb was thrown at a building in Montreal that houses a synagogue and Jewish community center. Montreal's local Gazette said police arson investigators are looking into the incident at the site, which is the home of Congregation Beth Tikva Synagogue, the Hebrew Foundation School, and the West Island offices of the Federation's CJA, serving Montreal's Jewish community. The Gazette said police arrived around 3 a.m. this morning after receiving a report of a fire outside the building. They quickly extinguished the flames and found the remnants of a crude firebomb. They said a window was also smashed and there was minor damage to the building due to smoke. The Anti-Defamation League noted that this is the 7th time that a Jewish institution in Montreal has been targeted since October the 7th. Saying we are thankful no one was injured and hope law enforcement does everything in its power to find the perpetrator. The ADL will continue to support our partners in Canada and Jewish communities around the world. Well, Chanukah, the Festival of Lights, is just a week away, and Israel's ambassador to the United Nations shared video today with a message of support and solidarity for the 100 hostages who remain held captive by terror group Hamas in Gaza now for 439 days.
I'm standing here in front of the United Nations building Behind me, 100 Chanukiyot, representing the 100 hostages still kept in darkness in the hands of Hamas. We will not stand idly by. We will do everything within our power until we will release all the hostages.
Danon vowed we will continue the fight on the diplomatic front until they all come out of the darkness into the light and return home. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, December the 18th. At 7, CEO of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Mark Dubowitz, joins David Harris for an in-depth discussion on the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East today. At 7:30, Rabbi Emeritus of Sinai Temple David Wolpe leads a rabbinic roundtable discussion with IKAR's Rabbi Sharon Brous and Yeshiva University President Rabbi Dr. Ari Berman. Then at 8, the YU Maccabees face off against the University of St. Joseph at the Max Stern Athletic Center in New York City. At 10, it's the ILTV's Insider. At 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, December the 18th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.